What's up? Morning, morning, wakey, wakey. The video I was going to do before the accident went down that other people debated, but it was other people who jumped out of their skin, like Tim Legler and all these other people who tried to tell us that James Harden was a better scorer than Kobe Bryant. And of course, I beg to differ that very seriously. Kobe Bryant was by far the best scorer we've ever seen in the basketball, whatever era you want to call it. There was no one greater than him when it came. Sorry about that. For some reason we got all switched up here. There we go. We're back to it. So I know, but they always want to compare the streaks. They go, oh man, remember that game and that streak that Kobe had in 2006 where he was just scoring all those points and going left, going right? Don't forget to hit the like button coming through the door, ladies and gentlemen. We've been dealing with a lot of technical issues here today for some weird reason on my page. So bear with me. We're working on getting that fixed. I expected something like this. What's up, Jeremy? In the middle of Mortal Kombat. Yep. So anyhow, don't forget to hit the like button, folks. When you just got here, let them know you're real. So anyhow, Kobe Bryant, when he came into the league in 2006, they concentrate so much on one season. That's not how you determine who's the greatest scorer, is one season. But if you want to go one season, his one season during the streak was better than James Harden. By far. As you see, James' last 17 games of his streak, he was at 41, 7-5. Now, James has weapons. He's able to get in his spot and he can shoot over anybody. But it's very inconsistent scoring to me. How do you determine who's the best? Does not determine on a season. It is not determined by who did what at what given time. It's not how you do it. You have to do it all throughout their careers. But if you compare the seasons, Kobe's 2006 season was better than James Harden 2009 season. Kobe had more 60-point games. In his career. He has more 40-point games in his career. Of course, he's got more 80-point games, which is one, but he's got more 60-point games than James Harden's ever gotten. He's got more 50-point games than Harden's ever gotten. He's got more 30-point games than James Harden has ever gotten. He's hit more threes in a game than James Harden. Kobe Bryant has hit more threes in a game than James Harden. This is just scoring, okay? This is about scoring the basketball. At scoring the basketball, James Harden can mentally disappear and go cold to where if he's not getting into the free throw line or if he can't get that move going, he shuts down. That's why in the playoffs, they don't give him those lofty calls that he was getting in the regular season. So he has to actually do something. And he's not able to generate that. Where Kobe, if Kobe don't have it going, if Kobe's not getting the calls, Kobe's still going to find a way to score the basketball. James Harden's right hand is not as efficient as his left hand, of course, but he doesn't use his right hand enough. Kobe uses his left or his right. Whatever he needs to get that ball in the basket, he's going to do it. Kobe was more athletic than James. He can get to and squeeze through spots and explode. He had a much higher jumping than James. James is basically one gear, vertical, just going in a straight line. Can't hit those parallels too much. Can't go left to right too much and cut through the lanes. James is basically a dart. He got that quick first step. And once he gets that quick first step, he got you beat. And then he'll explode up. That's it. That's James. James can't jump over here, bring the ball here, bring it back, cut back like Jordan could do and Kobe could do. That's something that they've had their entire career. Both guys are insanely talented at scoring the basketball. They just do it in much different ways. And Kobe is more efficient, way more efficient. Carmelo can't touch James Harden. Stop it. Well, the thing is this, man. If I'm trying to think right now, because a lot of people forget how good Melo used to be. Carmelo is just, he was not that kind of player. He was not like, I'm finna go out and just be a scoring machine. He wasn't like that. He played more in a system. And the system that he played in don't exist anymore. It don't exist no more. His thing was getting the ball down in the paint, getting it in the post, getting it deep, turn around, do a little shimmy, and get his jump shot off. Post moves and getting the moves over in the post don't mean anything because no one's going to do any interior post passing to you. They're just going to dump it off to you and tell you to do what you want to do. You know what's been very amazing and very eye-opening during this entire thing that they have here that's been going on? Meaning this entire basketball, whatever you want to call it. You know what's been incredible about this whole entire endeavor is that through this pandemic, they've been playing nothing but like the best like NBA games and all this stuff. And have you noticed there's been no games basically within the recent years? I've not seen a Golden State Warriors game yet. They probably have aired. I'm just saying I haven't seen it. They showed the old Miami Heat game when they had Shaq. I've been seeing all old games. They've been playing all of the old games. So they're showing you that that was the exciting era of basketball. Playing with the older rules, which was we're not just going to let stuff go. Oh, they did for Shaq, but that's another story. I had a very interesting time. Oh yeah, we might not ever see the Dallas finals. I'm waiting on that. I watched Dallas get screwed when what's his name, Josh Howard missed the free throws and cost Dallas the doggone championship when Shaq and D Wade was there. Well, you got to understand, there's only one Kobe Bryant. There's only one player that could do the things he could do on a basketball court. When you're talking about another scorer, Michael Jordan is the only player that would compare to someone scoring the way Kobe Bryant has scored. Wilt Chamberlain would always be one of the best scorers in basketball history because Wilt was just, you couldn't do nothing to stop him. Like, I've seen Wilt Chamberlain hit threes with hook shots when Wilt was in his 50s. He was like, 3-pointers, that's nothing. Wilt Chamberlain will let you know he was the greatest player of all times. If he was living, he'll just be like, I don't even want to get in a conversation of that because they always say who would win between me and Michael Jordan. Come on. Michael Jordan against me. Like, come on. Michael's great. Don't get me wrong. Michael's great. But no. He's like 3-pointers. We didn't it was just senseless for us to be shooting out there. We didn't get 3-point shots, but if I wanted to shoot threes, I could just stay right here, hook shot, bang. He could throw a hook three. Wilt could throw hook shot threes. It was nothing from him. Effortless. Wilt was a decathlon athlete, ran track, high hurdles. He's 7 feet tall. There was nothing that man couldn't do. He was a freak. He was the first freak of nature that anybody really seen. But because Bill Russell was shorter than him, but he was about what, 6'10"? And he knew how to defend Wilt, and he was a great defender. He wasn't a great scorer like Wilt, but he had the better team. And they played a better basketball game, and he had a good strategy against Wilt. That even though Wilt would score 40-something points and all the other parties of the members of the team couldn't sustain. Wilt couldn't guard the entire court. And Bill just had to keep him, make it nice and rough and physical on the defensive end to keep Wilt off the glass. And he did all the other mental aspects of the game. Plus, they had that game plan of using, it's like R5 versus you. And that's how Boston was able to beat the Lakers. And that's how the Detroit Pistons played. It's not our player versus you. And they used the strategy that Boston and Bill Russell used. But I hate, one thing I hate is the way they try to tear down James Harden. Now, that's always gonna stick to my craw. Charles Barkley came out and said, "I think James Harden is the best scorer of basketball we've ever seen." I'm like, that is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. That is the most prisoner of the moment thing. He could, at the end of his career, be one of the best. He could. This is a popcorn league now. You're not allowed to touch anybody. So yeah, in this league, in this new era, he is the best scorer in the game. Period. But Kobe in that 2005 2006 season, Kobe Bean averaged what? What are we seeing here? 35 points per game. He shot 45% from the field, shot 34% from three, 85% from the free throw line. He averaged 4 assists per game, 5 rebounds per game. But if you're going season by season, then you would use these stats. Me, I don't you go season by season. When you say somebody's a scorer, you judge them by what they do through their careers. And for his career, Kobe Bryant was a monster on the basketball court. He could not be stopped. He can go anywhere he wanted. You couldn't do anything about it. You just got to deal with it. You had to be physical. You had to be mentally, savagely ready to go to war with this guy to take him down. Well, he knew he was never going to get that finals with LeBron anymore. That's why Kobe went ahead and did what he did in that All-Star game on LeBron and said, I got LeBron. Once he did that, it was to show and prove to the world what would happen if I was to really be on this guy. No way he can beat me. Because at that time, it was the who could win one-on-one, Kobe or LeBron. So he wanted to silence all of that immediately. Ever since that All-Star game, no one ever said, no, they couldn't play one-on-one. It would be an embarrassment. No. He couldn't beat Kobe one-on-one. No. It's over. I mean, people knew. All basketball, anybody who had a question, they knew after that All-Star game that, no, he can't beat him. There's no way. I mean, James Harden is the type of guy you got to keep running him till he gets tired. He's going to get all his points early. In the fourth quarter, when the game's on the line, that's when you got to say, will James be there? That's when you got to start asking yourself the questions. And that's when Kobe rose to the occasion in the fourth quarters. When he scored the basketball, he really scored the basketball. No, we trying to fix the bugs right now with the notifications and everything else. It's been a nightmare today and yesterday, and we still trying to get everything fixed, man, and get it done. But it's not on our end. We know exactly what's going on. We see the sabotagement that's going on. I'm trying to think which video that did it, but this is coming from, I believe, the league. So a lot of people involved in. It's like people are teaming up to spam me, So it's a whole thing we're going through right now. But we got the videos like you saw today with with the Selly Cell video with Quick, the album versus album. We had that going, and you know, it is what it is. Now, when James Harden did his scoring streak or whatever, and all the stuff he's scoring with, like the 2019 James Harden had a better team than Kobe Bryant had, if you want to even compare the seasons. He had such a great team and great shooters on his team. He had Chris Paul, who was his point guard. He had Air Gordon. He got Truck Tucker. He got guys that couldn't make the lanes easy because they can create space. Kobe didn't even have Pau Gasol at that time. Kobe had what, Smush, Smush Parker, them was on his team. They had Odom on the team. That was about it. I don't even think D. Fisher's on the team anymore at that time. But during that time, Kobe Bryant was just insane. And the records reflect. The Rockets were one of the top teams in the league during that stance. Where the Lakers, I don't even think they made the playoffs. Or they did make the playoffs. They was out in the first round against Phoenix. So they barely made the playoffs. So if you're going season by season, Houston should have probably won a championship with James scoring like that. So anyway, on the Patreon, we got Kobe Bryant versus Roger Mayweather situation over the Black Mamba. That was pretty entertaining. So we got that on the Patreon today. You guys could check that out. That was pretty entertaining. Kobe versus AI and Kobe versus KD. AI, man. Whoo, man, now you talk about a scoring machine. That guy there, telling you, it's crazy. Mad crazy, son. Oh, absolutely. And we will be back ASAP.